Select your god. Newt.
At first, I thought it was me. I was like, what?
Select your god.
Justice looks good in black, doesn't it?
Nemesis. They got a few tanks, so it might be a competent team.
Just a little touch-up.
Minions have spawned.
A little fear might make you think twice next time. If you survive. Bow to me. Or don't. Either way, you'll still be lying at my feet. Not bad. One strike is all I need.
One less threat prowls the field.
They were retired diving me level 1.
Your left tower
God
is under
damn.
attack.
Nah, this still is a bot.
That's all good. I'm good. I'm alive. I like some of these guys just they was desperate. They was like, alright, fuck this fella. What you said? What I do to you?
Basilla's not real, guys.
Oh, get weeby. Ooh, the weebies.
Your left tower is under
Yeah, I
attack.
think I'm good. The weave saved today.
Another step ahead of you. Let's settle this tonight.
Oh, wait, I had to come over here to that. What? Why didn't you run to me?
I was trying. He has a slow.
You don't ever come to me. Should be on blue one.
Your left tower is under attack.
One strike is all I need. nowhere to hide.
The claws are finding their rhythm.
There's no running from me.
And the enemy smells weakness.
Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide.
Claimed one of our own. One less threat prowls the field.
There's no running from me.
Thanks.
One strike is all I need.
Chaos follows.
Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide.
An enemy has been slain.
Energy for the next strike. There's no running from me.
On my way.
Oh, ping him.
You cannot cage a predator.
Go ahead. Try to surpass me now.
I appreciate the gang, bro. The whole time I was over here. Really not watching music. I was about to make a man out of her, bro. I was so good. Well, I'm
Your
getting it,
right
bro.
tower is under attack. Sorry.
Jesus Christ.
And try again.
Your right tower is under attack. Gank right lane.
Has been slain.
Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide.
Your right tower is under attack. Help right lane.
Claws are finding their rhythm.
Your middle tower is under
Another
attack.
step ahead
Your
of
left
you.
tower is under attack. Your right tower is under attack.
One less threat prowls the field.
Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide.
Divine. I approve. A tidy little pair goes down. One of our own. An enemy has
There's no running from
I
me.
will make a man. Not again. Yes, sir.
Immortal. Untouched. Unbroken. Two bodies already? Someone is playing with their food.
Nowhere to run. Nowhere to hide. Balance is overworked. Let me tip the scales.
Your left tower is under attack.
There's no running from me.
Now that is supremacy.
Enemy missing right.
And the enemy
Your left tower.
Why I gotta tie that? What is it? Yeah.
Nowhere to There's no running from me.
one less threat prowls. The chaos follows in your wake.
One step is all I need. Nowhere to hide. That's all I need.
Retreat middle lane. Attack fire giant. Quiet. Your right tower is under attack.
My style.
Destroy the pyramid. Help right lane. Attack the cold fury. No.
I got my ultimate. Just be careful.
There's no running from me.
Attack right lane. On my way. No. You rock.
I put
Nowhere to hide. There's no running from me.
Your team has destroyed a left enemy tower. Attack the cold fury! Your middle tower is under attack.
An enemy has been slain.
Your team has destroyed a right enemy tower. Attack the Gold Fury! Retreat!
Nowhere to hide.
Be careful, right? Okay.
There's no running from me. Go ahead. Try to sneak past me now.
Sam claimed one of our own.
My bad, I was into the zone.
Let's threat
Didn't I hear you come out? I was just fucking around.
Your right tower is
My
under
bad.
attack.
That's how I get a little poke off. Back off. Take it back
Your
and
left
left
tower
off.
has been destroyed.
Ain't peep kills coming.
Nowhere to run.
Like, I wasn't even outside my tower for real, bro. I was just poking the shit out the bitch, and I was gonna leave.
Your team has destroyed a middle enemy tower.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know when somebody freshly backed, and you have it back just, you know, get like some local, and then you back. And now you back into the fight with that little advantage, huh?
Judgment is
do my
my
thing.
domain.
On my way. Attack middle lane. Your right tower has been destroyed.
Nowhere to run. Nowhere to hide.
An enemy
Let me
has been
tip the
slain.
scales.
Fire giant.
Hey, y'all must heal me ass. The boy turning around and running from me.
Your team has destroyed the pyramid. Attack the Gold Fury.
There's no running from me.
That's all I'm fight over.
Always fall. Settle this judgment. Mine. Nowhere to hide.
Yes.
Needs a drink.
Right was dead. One less threat prowls the field. An enemy has been slain. A tidy little pair brought down. The claws are fine.
Like, minions working overtime. They was sandwiching my ass.
There's no running from me.
It doesn't make no sense. Man, they had my ass trapped in a full circle. I couldn't juke, weave, nothing, bro. I'm over here. I'm trying to get up in there. Means like, hey, stop, Mr. President. Like, okay, stand this shit. Over there protecting that nigga like he the fucking president, bro. They surrounded my ass. Like, hey, get him off the president. God damn it. Okay, stand this shit.
Attack the Gold Fury. Okay. Cancel that. Retreat.
Nowhere to hide.
On my way. On my way.
Capri and Aphrodite in the middle. They're crossover into the jungle. No, it's not a little
Oh yeah, I gotta get into here for that, man. I did that, never forgot.
Nowhere to
One less threat roused.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Sir, if you tank it, because just in case anybody pull up, I want to make sure I'm on it.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Alright, let's back out. Back out. Well, I can.
Your team has destroyed the Gold Fury.
just a
Your
little
left tower
touch
is
up.
under attack. Your middle tower is under attack.
An enemy has been slain.
I need my mana boost.
Attack the fire. Your left tower is under attack. Your team has destroyed the pyramid. Return to base. Attack the fire giant.
Go ahead. Try to sneak past me now.
You grow more dangerous.
Attack the fire giant.
In someone's zone.
Nowhere to hide.
Destroyed the fire tower.
I'm on it. I'm on it. And I'm about to go ahead and make me some crab legs. Come here. I'm on it. I'm in the... Ooh, yes, sir. Carefree so easy. Cracking ass. Got 3 over here. Still cracking ass.
Rouse the field.
2 tanks. And a mage. Pour the mage with the market. Cracking ass.
Someone is playing with their food.
We gotta run.
Oh, you're getting.
Your right tower is under
Heck.
attack.
I need you to remember it's just a game. Calm down, yo. You gotta hurt people proud of shit.
Nowhere to hide.
Your middle tower is under
Hey, look,
attack.
I gotta call out for shit like that. Like, yeah, I'm about to watch this. Ready. Do it like that.
Slain an enemy.
There's no running from me.
Okay, so they're not the type of team to pull up to the fight. So now that I know that, next time I'll push for real. I thought somebody else would be pulling up.
Energy for the next. Nowhere to run.
I see. You already broke their pride, Agni. Goddamn.
Victory.
By me, naturally.
0 on 24.
And that little girl. Play the fuck out of Scylla. Well played. Have That's not always true. You moved a child sex trafficker from a high security prison to a minimum security prison when you could have just put the bitch in solitary confinement. Why did she get moved? If she was at such a great security threat, why did she get moved to a minimum security prison? What the fuck are we talking about? You're full of shit. If her security was at risk, why the fuck would they move Ghislaine Maxwell to a minimum security prison? Ghislaine. Ghislaine. That would just make her even more at risk. They gave her the next best thing from a pardon to not look bad. And this man is out here defending, giving a prolific sex trafficker, possible murderer, a lighter sentence. When we lock up minimum drug offenses and homeless people in this country. Like, there's people with less convictions than this woman that have 20 to 30 fucking years in jail and don't hold a candle to what the fuck this bitch has been doing. But that's an issue. Huh? Like, who does that? Like, genuinely, what the fuck are we talking about? I got 10 more. I can get 1,000 more coins before I start spending my money. Do you keep battle banners forever?
Five lights erupt! A perfect display! Shut down!
Get on, loser! We're gonna own some news.
Oh.
Let the crowd explode! Untouched! Unscathed! Say it 3 times for the 3-time Vamos!
Loki, that's cool.
I'll win your heart, baby. I'll win your love heart, hurts, baby.
Love is in the air. Love hurts. Shot through the heart. Time to break some hearts.
Oh, that's cool.
Don't thank me. Thank capitalism! Democracy, baby! That's democracy, baby! Screw the metric system! It's about to get patriotic as f***ing here!
The metric system.
Is your
Alright, today, associates, we're going to talk about how to use Lowe's.com to sell anything to any customer that you find on Lowe's.com and make sure that the store gets credit for the sell. Really important that we sell them off of Lowe's.com.
They fumbled the ball against Trump again, as Dave reports, and no one in that faction is as strong, popular, or good at building crowds as Sanders. Add to this that Obama could be, but he doesn't want to engage in primaries, and that a lot of New York Dems specifically wrecked their credibility by endorsing Cuomo in 2025. They look like retreat losers who
Select your god. Every star, every spark, tonight they shine for celebration. From horizon to horizon, I make the night burst with brilliance.
Minions have spawned. Your right tower is under attack.
A spark here, so all is revealed.
Slain.
The fuse runs thin, but I am not finished. I move as freely as the sky.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Geb showed me these.
Your left
Crackling
tower
candies.
is under attack.
They sparkle on the tongue.
Be right back. Be careful left.
For now.
Another day for
Your right tower is under attack.
You cannot catch what is free.
Your left tower is under attack.
I move as freely as the sky. The Sky Emperor with blazing freedom.
One less threat prowls the field.
I demand silence. forgiveness for now.
Enemy missing middle.
So we are only 6 minutes into this. There's no way. Funny about you were on my last team. I can't remember if you were on my team or not, but with this mental, I'm pretty sure you were on the other team.
Attack the right lane.
Your right tower is under attack.
Careful!
Greetings.
Got a low. I wash in the middle. Loki went into the left jungle. Back over to
the right. You have my forgiveness.
Let freedom keep watch from my stars.
A tidy little... The claws are finding their rhythm.
Quiet.
I don't know why I knew I was
An enemy has been slain.
Under attack.
Act like decent people.
Thanks.
Like, why even queue up?
Your
Tiny
left tower
explosions
has
contained in candy. Mortal clever.
Walk with me before lock.
Your middle tower is under attack.
I honestly would have played support.
Your right tower is under attack.
One less threat prowls the field.
Nemesis too.
The claws are finding their rhythm.
You surprise me. Enemies in the right jungle. Your team has destroyed a left enemy tower. Cancel that. Bow before my divinity.
We're gonna own some news.
And the enemy smells weakness. Confidence. Corrected.
I move as freely as the sky. You cannot catch my enemies, but freedom.
Your middle tower destroyed. Your middle tower is under attack.
Sand claimed one of our own. One less threat prowls the field.
Nice job.
A spark here, so all is revealed. I move as freely as the sky.
In the left jungle right now. Outwash and Loki.
Let freedom keep watch from my stars.
Enemy missing light. Cancel that. Your left tower is under attack.
They fall, and the enemy.
You cannot catch what is free.
Thanks.
left tower. Your left Phoenix is under attack.
I move as freely as the sky.
Help left flame, help left flame, help left flame, help left flame, help left flame.
Your left Phoenix is under attack. Your middle tower is under attack.
Help left flame, help left flame, help left
I
flame, help
demand
left flame.
silence. Your left Phoenix is under attack. Your right tower is under attack.
Get some wards. See where they're at and just farm the lane.
Your
Can't
right
really do
tower
much else.
is under attack. Your right tower has been destroyed.
Terrific.
A spark here, so all is revealed.
Not my fault. You got a new support. That's the way the cookie crumbles.
Sand claimed one of our own.
You cannot catch what is free.
Why are you chasing a fight like that? I don't understand why you stayed up.
Ally has been slain.
And then you're gonna be like, okay, I said don't go in. You didn't listen. I'm gonna stick with the stupid. What type of sense does that make?
Your team has destroyed us. Left your middle tower is under attack.
An enemy has been slain.
Your middle tower is under attack.
The claws are finding their leader.
Save yourself. Yes.
I move as freely as the sky.
Ally has been slain.
Cannot catch what is free.
That's what it is. I didn't know you would get up on me like that fast. Actually, I'll agree to this one. I'll wait. I actually agreed on it.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Shut down.
Your team has destroyed a middle enemy tower.
Attack fire giant.
Your team has destroyed the Pyromancer.
Coming up the middle to the left.
They fall, and the enemy smells weakness.
The sky enters with blazing freedom.
Another day will rise. Thanks.
Good luck. There we are.
Life and liberty.
Your middle tower is under attack.
And the enemy smells weakness.
Doom real quick.
Your middle Phoenix is under attack.
Thanks. Good luck.
No problem. Bye.
Freedom like the sky.
Claimed your prey.
Attack the Gold Fury.
Yes. Your team has destroyed the Gold Fury.
One less threat prowls the field.
And now, the grand finale. Sky enters with
Two bodies already. Pride grows thinner. You grow more dangerous. Claws are finding their rhythm.
you cannot catch what is free.
team has destroyed a right enemy tower.
You cannot catch what is free.
One less threat prowls the field.
Freedom lights up the sky!
Sand claimed one of our own.
Middle enemy tower.
Help!
I'm coming.
On my way.
Attack fire! My creation!
I need a freely at the sky.
Destroy the pyramid.
Groggiantisminx 9L said AI viewer stream bill. Com.
You cannot catch what is free. Let freedom keep watch from my side.
Slain.
Your team has destroyed the gold fjord.
inside. Silence. The arena is empty.
Your middle phoenix has been destroyed. Your titan is under attack.
Rouse the field.
Your titan is under attack.
Double kill. An ally has been slain.
A spark here, so all is revealed.
Attack the Titan!
Your team has destroyed the pyramid. Destroyed the fire.
Disappointing.
Are finding their rhythm.
Enemy missing
One less threat.
I've always enjoyed multiplication, but I'm really more of an
Little
I saw a spider running around here earlier. All that matters is who has the most strength.
Who should just let Sanders et al. Run the ball. We are going to talk about Hakeem Jeffries, Bernie blowback, ladies and gentlemen. Bernie blowback. How Sanders' primary endorsements have sparked a Democratic midterm war. Now, what's interesting about this article is that it's not written by Edward Isaac Dover. It's instead written by Sarah Ferris, Manu Raju, and Allison Main. Normally, this type of article, if it's super negative, would be written by Edward Isaac Dover. So the fact that Manu's on it gives me a little bit of confidence. Okay? Edward Isaac Dover is the designated pro-Israel, anti-Bernie, like anti-Bernie-crat guy at CNN. He's the CNN payroll hatchet man. Now, one of the best parts about this article is Hakeem Jeffries confronted Senator Bernie Sanders against meddling in House primaries, particularly one involving a black Democrat. He seemed to not care, said Greg Meeks of New York, a Jeffries ally who was also on the call, said of Sanders recalling the previously unreported phone call. Beast mode. My goat. Bernard has had it. Bernard has had it, baby. Michigan is the front lines of Bernie versus the war with outside insurgent. Gary Peters was so afraid he could lose the Dems. The seat that Peters came out for Haley in a House seat. Sanders pushing Will Lawrence, activist whose remarks about black leaders have infuriated the party. They're trying to do a package deal, right? They're trying to do Bernie bros are anti-black. Once again, they're trying to rehash the old meta. And I will admit, it has been very effective in the past. Okay. Especially in constituencies where the old entrenched vanguard still remains, okay, it's still a fairly reliable mechanism to thwart the left flank. I want to bring up something interesting that I saw on the timeline of an old conversation that Uncle Sam Cedar had. Okay, an old conversation from 2021 about black socialism. Okay, this is from August 4th, 2021. Let's take a look.
Though, this is something about black politics that I think is important for particularly progressives, white or otherwise, who try to understand and ask questions like, why did black people vote for Joe Biden? I don't understand. The policies that Bernie has are so much better. Black politics is a politics of containment and capture. What does that mean? How does black politics work? When Joe Biden, when the South Carolina primaries are about to happen, Jim Clyburn has the phone number of every black church pastor in his Rolodex. Every black membership organization, fraternity, sorority, graduate chapter, and alumni chapter, which in those chapters are the teachers, the principals, and all of the administrative officials of your black high schools, okay? All of the historically black colleges and universities, which South Carolina, a large number of students, which is going to literally have an ideological role in shaping the politics of thousands of students. What I'm trying to say is that the way in which Clyburn does this is not because black people will, if you explain the policies to them, will not understand. Oh, this stuff, federal job.
Yeah, this is Revolution podcast for those of you who don't know. If you're actually interested in hearing this perspective and further beyond it, they're a great podcast. This is Revolution is the name of the podcast.
Guarantee and universal health care is better for us. It's that the ideological infrastructure is controlled by the black political class, and they maintain that control by exacting patronage, which I call fatbacking biscuits, from the Democratic Party and its corporate acolytes, and handing it out piecemeal to people who are within their constituency through public service types of policies. And that aspect of how black politics works is what, in order for anyone who's interested in having any kind of left, and I've said this and I'll say it again, you will not have a left in America with effective politics without black people, because there's never been a left in America with effective politics without black people. And if you do not do that, black politics will be used to destroy the left, like it was done in 2016 and 2020. You have to understand and find a way to puncture the ideological.
And there are certain things. Look, I've been talking to a lot of people about this kind of stuff for quite a while now, because it's something that I acknowledged, it's something that I understood fairly early on. Black people demographically are the most progressive voting bloc in this country. Okay? Straight up. Issue after issue after issue. Black people are consistently, bar none, the most progressive, the most reliable progressive voting bloc in the country. Okay? This is 100% the case. Okay? But it is a policy of containment. It is a politics of containment as well. And therefore, there is a lot of understandable mistrust towards outsiders, specifically progressive outsiders. And I think Jim Clyburn weaponizes that all the time. Okay? And I think we on the left, when we speak on certain issues, like when we say stuff, especially because, look, I'm white, I'm Muslim, but I'm white, right? When we speak on certain issues, when we speak out against black people, even if they're centrist liberals, for example, right? That comes across very differently to a lot of older voters, especially, right? That comes across as unnecessarily antagonistic. That's number one. Number two, there's still no penetration into the voter turnout machine or the infrastructure. And part of that is because there aren't a lot of, and this is changing now, but there aren't a lot of visible black socialists. Okay? And part of that is also because black progressives are oftentimes sidelined, not by the progressive movement, mind you, just if you're black, it's already harder for you to generate more goodwill within the party. Summer Lee is the example I'm thinking of. Ayanna Pressley is another example I'm thinking of. Summer Lee's a great example because, like, she is one of the congressional representatives that's closest to me ideologically, and yet many people don't know of her, right? Ayanna Pressley, I agree with on a lot of stuff. She's a very consistently progressive. Many people don't know of her. Cori Bush. Obviously, this community is aware, but of Cori Bush. We've campaigned with Cori as well. But like, this is in some ways by design, right? Ilhan Omar as well. So there is definitely a problem with black visibility in general, and it's doubly it's doubly difficult. It's especially difficult if you are if you're also outside of the establishment, outside of the center of power within the Congressional Black Caucus, for example. If you're not a part of this vehicle, if you want to be an agent of change, you don't even have that leg up. Now, here's the thing. Summerlee isn't DSA. DSA discarded her and she's a socialist still. Yeah, Summerlee isn't DSA because of the DSA, specific DSA chapter's fault. Okay? So maybe her. Anyway, we're not going to get into that. But the other part of it, I do think black socialists get sidelined by white progressives. I mean, I don't know if I fully, like, there's definitely an element of that. I mean, this community is one where that doesn't happen, and yet still, like, there's a broader problem, right? Do you know what I mean? Like, think about it this way. How many people have said that DSA is anti-black, DSA is taking away black power, brown power from the New York political machine? The DSA slate was all black and brown folk except for one guy. So there is this weird narrative that mainstream outlets also play a formative role in advancing, that robs people of their identity, that robs people of their blackness if they're democratic socialists, that robs people of their Latina background if they're democratic socialists. And it's the same principle for Zionism, right? If you're critical of Israel, you're no longer Jewish. We saw this with Brad Lander. And Brad Lander is as pro-Israel as you can be while still being critical of Israel, right? And they made it seem like Brad Lander was actually anti-Semitically unseating Dan Goldman. All the Jews that voted for Brad Lander over Dan Goldman were no longer Jewish in the eyes of the media. This happens all the time. And it's very frustrating. Can we stop saying black and brown? That's literally the problem right there. I mean, I don't know. What do you want me to say? BIPOC? Yeah. The establishment weaponizing racial politics to defend corporate interests over the rights of all people, regardless of race, is so disgusting. 4 out of 6 people here are not white, and one of the white people is Jewish, a group that they also claim the left hate. This is so bad faith, a disgusting way that they try to turn people against each other with millions of dark money for corporations and special interest groups. Even when phenomenal left-wing candidates like Janice, Jerry, Lisa, Milak Kuros can win black and non-white voters, they spread misinformation and slander. These progressive women of color is truly discussing the lengths that they'll go to create a false narrative that somehow the left is more anti-black and white supremacist than the same centrist MLK warned us about. But anyway, listen. The other thing I was going to say is there is a truth to the fact that we on the left have not leaned into our black comrades as much. This is something that has to change. Okay? That's number one. Because at the end of the day, I will never be able to have the impact in a black neighborhood that the Jam Boys will in their own neighborhood in Chicago. You know what I mean? I will never understand this experience. You know? I can only empathize, but I can never understand it fully. I will never be able to live this experience. So that's one. Same with Sean the Black. Right? So we have a lot of work. We have a lot of work to build a network and boost. We have a lot of work to do as far as like developing a network and boosting black voices so that they can turn around and organize in their communities so we can bring them into this larger working class movement. And part of that also means like going to HBCUs, for example. Like we don't have a presence in these spaces at all. We don't have a presence in black churches. We don't have a presence in HBCUs. You know who does though? Establishment Democrats, and not just black establishment Democrats, just establishment Democrats in general. And another part of that problem that draws, at least according to, Sean's analysis on this issue, another problem here is also the dismissive ways in which those on the left talk about DEI, affirmative action, initiatives such as that. I have always talked about it being a band-aid solution, and yet still one that is necessary, and talk about the broader the broader complications when you attack these sorts of things and like successfully.
Tentakill.
I could have done
An
it better.
enemy has been slain.
have sent an enemy. Action is godlike.
Double kill.
I'm huge.
Triple kill.
Immortality.
destroy them, what that means for black people getting a leg up. But there are definitely some people who will just say, "No, fuck that. Like, we shouldn't focus on that. In order to organize in the white working class, we need to not focus on things like that." Now that comes across as too dismissive. And it's a conversation that black people have heard many times over. Right? When people hear that stuff, when people hear things like that, when black people hear things like that, they go, "Oh, I know what this is. You don't give a fuck about me." Okay? That's it. That's it. So we'll never get the unks and the aunties on our side if we do that. What is this? I will be expecting to recreate this YouTube short of the next DSA event. Shut the fuck up, Oni. I mean, this shit's weird as fuck too. This is not my policy. Is just, you know, treat people like people. don't go above and beyond. Don't go overboard. That's weird. That's no way to organize. It's far better to have black allies in these communities that bring us into these communities to help them organize than to go to those communities and do this kind of fucking symbolic otherizing of black people, right? Because that shit doesn't, you know, that shit's lame and strange. And in some ways, it's also kind of racist because it's so performative. And it's also like, it still goes back to me. What am I doing as a white person? Look at me. It's white performance. Okay? Like, look at me. I'm a white guy and I'm going above and beyond with my acknowledgement. Just fucking be normal. Like, what is this performance? That's the way I read it, at least. That's why I hated the Nancy Pelosi kente cloth shtick, you know? It's just silly. It's so transparent. It's so, maybe it works. I don't know. Maybe older voters like it. But in any case, yeah, this is the take I hear a lot. Yeah, we heard it for 200 years. Let us prioritize white people, please. Then you'll get what you want. Then we get cut out and excluded and told to be happy when we got the crumbs. Yeah. But the problem is, it's not like the establishment is giving black people anything either. But the difference is the establishment is at least like, the establishment offers, you know, a comforting face, lip service, and it's there. It's funding. There's a funding vehicle from the party apparatus that trickles down to these black organizations and institutions, right? As they're talking about here, right? Dems will give money. Like, Jim Clyburn is always going to have money from the Democratic Party that he can distribute to South Carolina groups, right? To different black organizations and institutions in South Carolina. So there is like a payment patronage system that already exists. And that creates, obviously, a lot of trust.
Superstructure that allows people like Clyburn to basically take large segments of black voters and dump them into the neoliberal corporate section of the Democratic Party.
Yeah, the reason DeGette got pissed off at Clyburn, he failed to get the black vote for her. That's why she wanted him replaced as a whip. Yeah. Notice how these articles always emphasize black and Latino leaders, not ordinary non-white voters. The divide isn't between non-white voters and the DSA, is between non-white voters and their out-of-touch leaders who are enraged by the success DSA is having with non-white voters. And it's also having with non-white leaders. Because look, there is a generational divide here, okay? That's the real secret. Everyone under the age of 35, every non-white person in this country under the age of 35 knows this fundamental truth. You are not getting a crumb of power or a crumb of wealth from your older relatives. Okay? That's part of the reason why. I mean, look at DSA. Look at DSA. Although the media and black and Latino leaders and organizers are claiming that like they're being written off, they're getting unseated. By who? By who? By who? By white people? Did we replace Nydia Velázquez with a white person, with a white man? No. Claire is Latina and indigenous. Claire Valdez. Did we replace Adriana Espaillat with a white man? No. Daria Lisa is Afro-Latina. She's Dominican. So that's why this shit is so cynical. and so frustrating. The real factional battle that takes place within the entrenched power that is the Congressional Black Caucus and the Congressional Hispanic Caucus, like the real that is frustrated and worried and fearful, is fearful that they're losing their seniority-backed positions that they waited for decades. They shut the fuck up, they played ball, and they sat around for decades hoping to finally arrive at some power within the party system. And now you got a 32-year-old activist coming in and unseating you? Are you fucking kidding me? Of course they're pissed. But that's also important to recognize. There is this generational divide taking place. That's what's going on. That's really what the anger and the resentment is all about. You're skipping the line. You're skipping the line. You're not playing the seniority game. Wait around. You need to first become a staffer. Then you need to work on campaigns. Then you need to run for local office. And then you need to be groomed by the person who has been in that seat of power for 40 years to retire and hope to God that they hand select you as their replacement. That is how it works in the Democratic Party. That's how Maylot won. Instead of waiting maybe 2 more seasons for Diana DeGette to retire and hand select her replacement, Maylot skipped the line. Where was the racial narrative then? Maylot is a black woman, a young black woman. Was there any racialized narratives from mainstream outlets? Diana DeGette is being quite the racist. After all, look, she attacked Jim Clyburn back in the day. Is there a real through line here with her anti-black behavior? When will we address Diana DeGette's anti-blackness? No one ever made that article. Now, that would be a cynical and fucked up article to write regardless. But do you really put it past if the roles were reversed? If there was an incumbent black Democrat possibly on the verge of being unseated by a young white woman, you don't think that that would be the main narrative you hear from every fucking mainstream outlet? I mean, Haley Stevens is a white woman.
Please.
And the media is treating it like she's a part of the Congressional Black Caucus. Haley Stevens is a white woman. And they're making it seem like Abdul is the white guy in this race trying to go after the black woman. Literally, Haley Stevens is a white woman who's Christian, and people act like she's Jewish. The weaponization of IDPOL is out of fucking control. It's crazy. They're like, how dare you attack Haley Stevens? That's anti-Semitic. What the fuck do you mean that's anti-Semitic? Between Abdul and Haley, there's only one person that has actually unseated a Jewish person from a position of power by getting tens of millions of dollars from AIPAC, and that's Haley Stevens against Andy Levin. That current congressional seat she occupies, AIPAC paid for her to do so because they didn't want an Israel-critical Jew to be in that position of power. Okay? It's crazy. Yeah, the key or signature move here is to smear with countless allegations of sexism for manufactured microaggressions, followed by a do-nothing, throw up your arms as Hillary did in 2016. Well, breaking up the banks won't end sexism and racism. Yeah, way to be dismissive of a candidate 3-term, in parentheses, woman, congresswoman. These people are demons, man. They're fucking demonic. All they care about is power. That's all they care about. And they will stop at nothing to make sure that they eliminate all threat. Now, of course, there's a reason why they don't attack the Republicans in the same way. Because Republicans are not unseating them in their cushy, safe districts. We are doing that, right? And Republicans, no matter how evil they get, that's a good funding vehicle for the Democrats. Without doing a single damn thing, you could just fundraise against how devastating the Republicans are. So it actually fits into this power structure perfectly fine if Republicans are fucking dog shit fascists. That allows them to not do anything and still collect campaign funds. That's why they're way, way tougher on their fucking left flank than they are against the Republicans, right?
Sanders.
Yeah, on Andy Levin and AIPAC. Look, AIPAC spending millions to back Haley Stevens in 2022 against Andy Levin was indeed a radicalizing moment for a lot of people in Michigan. In an interview with Dave Weigel at the time, AIPAC's president said they targeted Levin precisely because, as a synagogue president, Levin had strong standing to criticize Israel's actions and defend Talib and Omar against attacks. So Andy Levin had to be crushed. AIPAC never saw the hypocrisy in their targeting of someone specifically because they were Jewish. Or if they did, it didn't stop them. Because Levin endorsed Abdul, they won, baby.
Sorry.
Andy Levin endorsed Abdul, I think. Anyway, Bernie Sanders hurting the Democrats' chances of winning control over Congress. Let's have a bunch of centrist neoliberals and maybe some right-wingers on the panel to discuss how, yes, it turns out the left flank that has all of the momentum, the left flank that has all of the fucking crowded arena, the left flank that has all the fucking small donuts, that left flank that's breathing life back into the fucking party doesn't deserve to have its reputation claimed. That left flank we have to fight back against all
day. 42 of them have won their races, including 10 out of 16 federal candidates. Here's a look at some of them on your screen. There's some controversial ones that have caused some significant blowback within the Democratic ranks, including a critical Michigan House race there. Congresswoman battleground district that when his name is big fight that's happening will happen in that district. Hakeem Jeffries had this phone call with Bernie Sanders and along with Gregory Meeks, the New York Democrat, on it. Meeks told us Sanders seemed not to care about that.
A lot of this, as I was looking at some of the rallies there, Bernie Sanders, you're reminded of 2016, this little force that Bernie Sanders was against Hillary Clinton, and that is kind of the imagery. A lot of these folks that we see running around sort of became Bernie Sanders during that race. In Michigan, one of I think the real worries is that is maybe as a
enemy has been taken by the dark.
There is real worry, but you know, this is about attitude, right? It's about passion. It's about media.
To be fair, didn't you say the left flank were unstable because the fortress siege makes sense when they start fighting back if they're losing numbers? That is just politics? Yeah. But a normal party structure would actually, well, the Democrats are not a normal party. But if it was a normal party, you would have the most fucking leftist candidate, the most leftist district. You would have annoying right-wing centrists in the most left districts. Okay? A national party that is a normal, competent, real party would literally actively put the most visible, the most popular, the most far left people into the most far left seats. Okay? And then they would run more reasonable and more sensible moderates, I guess, that make sense for that kind of attitude. But we don't fucking do that in the United States of America. Democrats get entrenched power from their fucking safe, their castles, their strongholds. Okay? Party establishment want to hold on to power. Why did Trump go after Massey and Marjorie Taylor Greene? Was he worried a Democrat would win the district? Of course not. It's the same thing for Clyburn endorsing Cuomo or Tandem freaking out about every job security. Electability is a genuine concern, but that's not really the motive crowd, and they're not really even very good at it. A perfect example of how propaganda works at the story framing level. Corporate Dems have spent a decade buying primaries for corporate candidates, and the party has seen an epic loss of power, and yet there are never TV segments that Dems chances of winning. Last time you heard about how fucking angry the voters are at the centrist within the halls of power. Bro, New York is a slow. You literally contradict yourself in the first 30 seconds? Wait, what? How? Explain yourself. New York is a closed primary system. Who's voting for these candidates? It's fucking Democrats voting for these candidates. But if you were to literally listen to the media, you would think that aliens were into these douches from the outside to cynically vote for these fucking candidates to get Republicans elected. It's like, no, those are all voters. No. Then you went on a rant and said, yeah, it's about job security. Wait, what? I think you understood what I was talking about. Yes, that's what it is. Job security for your tandem relies on her. Fourth most and fifth most popular active politicians in the U.S. are self-identified Democratic Socialists. The idea that they are responsible for all the Democratic Party is empirically false and objectively hilarious and possibly No, it is job security. Of course it's job security. I always say it's about job security. Anyway, but they never... Like, Dems in the media never fucking criticize establishment Democrats, okay? Mainstream outlets never criticize establishment Democrats for creating an environment that has allowed the voters to come to terms with, on their own, that establishment Dems are not fucking working. Anyway, let's continue with this fucking video.
Training in some ways. I mean, if you think about something like Abdul El-Sayed, also a fellow CNN contributor at some point years
Before
ago.
he ran for governor and lost the governor.
And so there is a sort of politics.
He said the party won't lose a seat, but the Senate will lose their job. Yes, I want
Your right tower is under attack.
Why? Did y'all hear about Blasphemy Putin opening the oldest vault to reveal images of biblical figures? They all black, every single one. Why are you sending me this?
Really bring that, even though in this
Your left
case,
tower
it is
under attack.
an enemy has been taken.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Electability argument really a part of it, and some of the pullback that you're getting responses that we asked so many people about Bernie Sanders' role and all this. Democrat from New Jersey said the GSA was Bernie was part of the party that literally scored in Michigan, supporting Hillary Stevens, said the Grand Platform enemy warning sign to a lot of words about what that stands for might be. And Ro Khanna, who's a backer, said that Trump is just as popular as, say, the Pope and Bernie. So those are three people who are perhaps the most popular when it comes to public figures. And I asked Bernie Sanders about this. Are you making things harder for the Democrats to win back power in November?
They're making it harder in some ways to keep the win the majority, say what happened. No,
I think in fact the campaign
Your right tower is under attack.
Wealthy campaign funders.
Was it a mistake in Maine?
I don't think people have really made the forceful case outside of his identity, to be honest with you.
Your right tower is under attack.
I sometimes wonder if we should do that. Fight fire with fire a little bit. You know what I mean? Yeah, why bother having primaries at all? Let's let AIPAC choose the candidates from both parties and cut out the middleman. Scandalizing weighing in on primaries rather than letting Democrats nominees. I love the competing manufacturing stories, not letting Jeffries and Schumer divert previous precious cash to primaries that is spent on your fundraise on their own. You got a fucking reliable incumbent. You don't need to fucking fundraise for them. You don't need to divert resources to your dusty ass, old ass, calcified ass, mummified ass fucking incumbents. What are we doing? It's crazy. Oh my God. Here's another 874-year-old that we have to dump at least a couple mil in the direction of, because now they're getting unsuited by a 30-year-old. You know what I mean? Crazy.
She's referring there, of course, to Abdul al-Sayed about why she thinks that people have not made the case against him. But Bernie is very.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Unapologetic about his role.
He definitely is. Having covered and watched his political activity for some time, he and his people will make the argument, he kind of made it there too, that
Hey, Thor, you know, there's a thing called running away. Like,
he would argue that they are bad candidates for anger among the working class, anger among voters about the fact that the system is not working. And obviously, I any comparisons to Donald Trump, but the fact is that they do both kind of speak with really if you look at kind of the Hakeem Jeffrey, that wing of the party, they would say candidates that have gotten in trouble, particularly have any sort of problematic candidates.
An enemy has
been
taken by the gods.
Abdul al-Sayed. I mean, obviously, Graham Platter had a litany of personal problems. He is no longer a candidate. The main issue with al-Sayed right now is a lot of his policy positions, and that is obviously a debate, a substantive debate that the Democratic Party can have. But, for Chuck Schumer and the broader Democratic Party, every seat matters so much in the race to regain Senate control. And for Michigan, they say this is not a good bet for us. Because she is the better bet in the primary for general election.
Just had $50 million in outside expenditures from super PACs. What happens when they decide Mike Rogers is the same empty suit that is easily bought and sold? What then? What happens when the corporations decide, yeah, it doesn't matter who wins this race? How do you make sure that Haley Stevens, if the cash flow diminishes, especially with AIPAC, which is the biggest donor, right? AIPAC is the biggest donor. Who do you think MAGA-backed AIPAC is going to go for? Who do you think AIPAC is going to fund in the general?
Tower is under attack.
Let's say something unbelievably unfortunate happens and Haley Stevens wins the primary. It's not going to happen. We're going to make sure that it's not going to happen.
Please.
But let's say that takes place. Haley Stevens just voted against cutting aid to Israel against the wishes of her constituents. What makes you think she'll fight for Michiganders in the Senate, or even be able to defeat Mike Rogers when she can't stand on her own without $34 million of AIPAC? When AIPAC goes, yeah, Mike Rogers is probably more reliable pro-Israel vote for us. So we're taking $34 million, chopping more than half of her direct campaign fundraising, which she hasn't even fundraised for. She just fundraised for that by going,
Israel comes to me in my dreams.
What then? And where's Dave Weigel's assessment? I've lost it. Weigel. Does anyone know Dave supported it as well. They could beat Aaron Regenberg with a candidate who highlighted all of his work for Biden, etc. The 2024 election discredited.
Hey Thor, do you have ice? Because I mean,
anti-left.
yeah, but I guess.
The centrist faction lost all gusto because they lost. They were moderate. They came with Cheney. They refused to talk about Israel.
Your left tower
in terms that the public demanded. They dropped their anti-ICE sentiment. They were pro-ICE, objectively pro-ICE. They never talked about like trans people or anything like that. They moderated to the center, and it didn't work, and they lost. This was huge. The electability argument only works if you fucking win elections. If you lose elections twice to Donald Trump in spectacular fashion, as the moderate, as the centrist, as the reasonable centrist, all of a sudden all those people that were because they believe the electability argument, they're not going to believe you anymore. They fumbled the ball against Trump again, as Dave reports. No one in that faction is as strong, popular, or good at building crowds as Sanders. Add to this that Obama could be, but he doesn't want to engage in primaries, and that a lot of New York Democrats by endorsing Cuomo in 2025. They look like retreat losers who should just let Sanders et al. Yeah, when you see Neera Tanden depict herself as an expert on electability, please remember that Sanders is one of the architects of the Hillary Clinton 2008 campaign that explicitly insisted that Barack Obama could not win a general election. Yeah, what's especially that Sanders is actually trying to run on the establishment Dem record. Auto rescue, Obamacare. Hey, it wasn't just a decade of not delivering for the working class. And the rebuttal is, look, where the money's come from, not she's, oh yeah, and the rebuttal is, look at where the money's coming from for her to say that, not that she's wrong and Obama sucked.
Has been consumed.
Please.
This person says, also, AIPAC and other super PACs are basically how our campaign is funded, and there's zero guarantee in the general she will have that money spout, which is a huge concern about electability. Yeah, that's been an interesting discourse. If AIPAC wins her the primary that sits out the general, how many Democrats are going to want to be everything on AIPAC?
Do you think there should be conditions on the aid the United States sends to Jerusalem and Tel Aviv?
Absolutely not. I'm not for
The enemy team has destroyed the pirate.
in this circumstance. That's what detractors of Israel are pushing for. And we have a country, a very close ally.
Israel comes to me in my dreams.
Of the United States, the only democracy in the Middle East. It's in the middle of war that is reckoning with their own civilians, taken hostage and put into terrible, terrible situations. Iran knocking on the door, chomping at the bits here to see this destruction.
By the way, notice how she's not. I've ever encountered says is authentic to Michigan. I've been thinking about this a lot. I've been thinking about this a lot. And I think Haley Stevens is very intelligent. Okay? I think Haley Stevens specifically and her entire outfit is a love letter to Michigan. This is her own assessment, right? This is the way she wants to present it. So whenever she's asked hard questions, not this, by the way, because back then this wasn't a hard answer for her. But if she were to be asked the same exact question now, which she was a couple days ago, she just goes, oh yeah, well, I love Michigan. You already know. I'm just, you know, there's a lot of great people in Michigan who, you know, in our communities. I love our communities in Michigan. And then she never answers the fucking question. She is such a fucking politician, dude. I think she hasn't been hit on this as much because we're so focused on weird like yokel sensibilities, right? The way she presents herself is like a real hardworking Michigan or a little bit of stick at top, right? Like she does that as a deflection. She does that as a fucking deflection. Straight up.
Double.
Everyone's clowning on her because she's Maddie Maroon.
Your right tower is under attack.
Look at this question. This and then the other question was made to Israel. Okay. Mill Hayes had and both of these questions were not fucking answered, and I don't think people are paying close attention. I think more people, Mills Hayes, sorry. I think more people should
Your
pay
right
attention
Phoenix
to
is
what
under attack.
to how fucking question. Okay.
Your right Phoenix is under attack.
Democratic primary opponent, Dr. Abdullah Sayed, who has called for ending military aid to Israel.
Those people who are concerned about continued U.S. aid to Israel, what would you want them to say?
Well, I'm here to crowd in my constituent. Just recognize
Your right Phoenix is under attack.
Not supportive of your position on Israel, but actually have a very negative attitude about your position on Israel, considering that the overwhelming majority of your constituents want you to stop aid to Israel, which you voted against. You voted against the message this past week, against the interest of your constituents who are overwhelmingly demanding you cut aid to Israel. What do you have to say to that?
The enemy team has destroyed the pyromancer.
And immediately she goes back to, oh, well, you feel some type of way. It's like, no, that's not true either. Jewish Americans also want to cut aid to Israel. What the fuck does that have to do with conditioning aid to Israel? What the fuck does that have to do with conditioning aid to Israel? You still... What do you say to your constituents? What do you say to your constituents who want you to cut aid to Israel?
actor, and it's a tough time. And here in Michigan, we've got robust and incredible diversity. And my heart is gone, and I spoke out for the people of Lebanon, innocent people.
This question is not about what are your feelings about the victims of Israel. This question is, what are you gonna fucking say to your constituents who don't want you to send aid to Israel, who are worried about your allegiance to the state of Israel? There's no answer here. And she does this all the time. And even I didn't realize that she was just constantly fucking avoiding direct questions. She never answers direct questions. The first journalist, free ball for all the reporters out here. I know some of you are local, you're watching. I know some of you and you're producing are into free ball for you. On a single fucking issue. Get her on one thing. Okay? One thing. It doesn't matter what it is. If you can get her on Israel, excellent. Okay? One thing. Free money for you. Free ball for you. It will be great on your resume. Okay? She never answers questions. Questions with a direct answer.
Lebanon, incredible Lebanese American community here in Michigan. We've got remarkable business leaders, small businesses, several Lebanese American chambers here in Michigan, Lebanese restaurants who were stand.
I love eating. I love eating at Lebanese restaurants. Like, what the fuck?
1 in 7.
Why did she not answer the question? Answer the fucking question. I don't care if you love labneh and you prefer hummus. Why do we give a shit? The question is not about that.
Ending up,
And the more she questions, the more she fucking puts the twang in there. Okay? Yeah, we got Michigan food. The more she fucking runs away. You saw that TikTok? I know who you are. What TikTok?
The enemy team has destroyed the pyro.
She fucking gets asked the direct questions. She doesn't want to answer. The more she fucking goes, it's the Michigan way.
Kills and everything. I've assisted in some of the kills.
Of bringing
I've
people together. The difference
thanks for the
between me
teamwork.
and my Democratic
I'm sorry. I shouldn't even have mentioned you. That's on me.
state
I do
Yeah, and then he
apologize
turns
for that
around and goes,
position. That
Abdul,
was
Abdul, my opponent
you
Abdul.
caught
Yeah.
He was 0-7 minutes into the game, and Pele was a level 11 before we even got our ults. What are we gonna do? You can't.
But
what are you gonna do?
he expertly
There's
presented
nothing.
himself.
Nothing.
Admit you saw the TikTok. What is the TikTok? What TikTok? What fucking TikTok? I don't know. Send me fucking TikTok.
Not only safety in Lebanon and dignity for the people of Lebanon, I want that for Palestine. I want that for Gaza. I do not believe the one.
The enemy team has destroyed the gold. You're right, Phoenix is under attack. Your middle
Are you saying Haley Stevens is akin to Boris Johnson? I think Haley Stevens is a lot smarter than she lets on. And this is an expert strategy for her to be like, I'm just a dumb yokel. Wow, look at me. Like, she literally uses this as a way. She uses this as a way. This is a style.
Enemy.
This is something that a lot of politicians deploy. Kennedy in Louisiana does this. Johnson unable to present himself like a fucking yoke.
Titans under attack.
J.D. Vance can't present himself like that. He's under attack. Okay? So when
Your Titans under attack.
Haley Stevens, on the other hand, very good. And I don't think that's a good thing for us, and that's not a good thing for Michiganders.
Defeat.
Okay? She is capable of dancing around these issues, but people, when people watch her speak, okay? When people watch her speak, when people hear her talk, they're too focused on the accent, and it develops. It's a speech pattern that she deploys, in my opinion, to create this facade that she's just like the average person.
across Michigan. I am trying to lead. I am trying to lead with consistency.
Like 2 minutes and 10 seconds, no answer to the fucking question. Here, let's look at this one. Again, Haley Stevens on Senator Bernie Sanders, Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez campaigning in Michigan this weekend for her Democratic primary opponent, Dr. Abdul Sayed, in the U.S. Senate race. What do you have to say to the supporters? If you win, what do you have to say to the supporters of Abdul al-Sayed? Look at what she says here.
Rally tomorrow with Sanders and AOC for your opponent. There are a lot of people in the Democratic Party that are looking for that progressive kind of movement.
Yeah.
How would you try to bring those people in?
I'm just curious if, you know, Mr. Sanders is willing to acknowledge the great work that I did.
How are you going to bring the progressives into your movement? If you win, how are you going to bring in the progressives to your movement? That's not an answer to that question. This is a real concern. This is precisely how Hillary lost Michigan. This is precisely how Kamala lost Michigan, right? By avoiding the progressive flank in Michigan, right? This is how Joe Biden won Michigan, by leaning in to the progressive forces. So it's a real concern. There have been numerous instances where Michigan is now, like, there's been numerous failures in the last decade that Michigan is now seen as a purple state when it's not supposed to be. It's part of the fucking blue safe haven, right? It's supposed to be a part of the blue wall. It's no longer a part of the blue wall because of this exact problem. So the question that was asked is very specific. What do you say? How are you going to bring in the progressives into your movement if you win? Her answer is, I'm just curious, Bernie never, what do you mean?
I'm just curious if, you know, Mr. Sanders is willing to acknowledge the great work that I did alongside President Obama on the auto rescue. You know, he had just himself gotten into the United States Senate, and I don't remember him being around for the auto rescue, but I certainly remember our sleeves being rolled up to save the...
That's not the question. That's your pitch. That's your campaign pitch. That's you attacking Bernie Sanders. The question is, how are you going to win over their fans if you win the fucking primary? Biden won Michigan? Yeah, I said Biden won Michigan by leaning into the progressives. Listen to my words. Hillary lost the progressive wing and lost Michigan. Kamala Harris never actually made an attempt to win over the progressives and lost Michigan. Joe Biden, on the other hand, what did Joe Biden do? Joe Biden ran a fairly progressive campaign. Pay attention to what I'm saying. Joe Biden ran a progressive campaign. He hugged Bernie. He hugged and kissed Bernie Sanders. So much so that Bernie fucking, rode for Joe Biden endlessly.
200,000 Michigan jobs to stand up for working people and to do the right thing. And I'm also really proud of the record that I have. You know, I have been recognized as the most effective lawmaker for Michigan because I write laws and I pass laws and I make a difference.
This is not an answer. Do you want her to win? Stop giving her tips. Wait, what? I'm not giving her tips. The fuck? I'm unloading. I'm giving the journalist tips on how to ask better questions. Nail her on an answer. Ask her to actually give a clear-cut answer. Treat her like you would Abdul. Reporters never let their subjects get away with this level of deflection when it's someone who's an insurgent left candidate.
You know, I'm not in the complaining class of pointing fingers. I'm in the class of winning tough elections, of making sure someone like Mike Rogers in the state of Michigan here, this is a toss-up race. It is not a guarantee. And this is why it's frankly been so important that, you know, we go through a rigorous Democratic nominating process. We haven't seen Mike Rogers campaigning, but we have heard him saying that he wants to go to the U.S. Senate to rubber.
Yeah, there's nothing, no answer.
Of course, we do have this rally tomorrow with...
I've noticed that what gets lost in the yokel shtick is how much Haley Stevens actually avoids answering direct questions, whether it be Israel or even about winning over the progressives or even about court the progressives if she wins the primary. Yeah, something that Kamala and anyway, what the fuck? It bricked my... She's Sarah Palin maxing like an expert politician. Centrists should know that Mike Rogers thinks Haley and Abdul are the same anyway. No, that's not a good talking point. That's actually a bad talking point. You don't want to fucking even bring up any similarities, whether it be from the opposition or anything at all. And it's not even true. Mike Rogers doesn't think Abdul and Haley are the same. Mike Rogers knows that Haley is easier to beat. Mike Rogers knows he has most likely no real shot at defeating any Democrat. But if it's between Abdul and Haley Stevens, I think there are some Republicans who do sincerely think that Abdul is like too radical because they're dumb fucking boomers and they don't know how to read the room in the same way that our dumb fucking boomers and the establishment Democrats don't know how to read the room. However, I would go so far as to say the smart ones, the smart money is that they actually do know that Haley Stevens is a easier candidate to defeat. But that's it.
One of the main advantages since being on Ridgeline is saving about 3 to 4 hours in reconciliation processes. It's just allowed us time to breathe. The technology within Ridgeline is growing fast.
Ridgeline does open the aperture of possibilities. We may not even know what the opportunity is in which we want to invest in the future. But you have to be able to be ready to do it, and in Ridgeline we're able to do just that.
There are better places to be hot. Places like that hotel pool, where you can cool off.
It's a fresh ass comment.
Go on, book that trip. It's easy. Booking.com. Booking.yeah.
People knew he was clownish when they reelected him, but they thought he could kind of get it done. And he's not only is he not getting it done, he doesn't give a shit about getting it done.
Hello and welcome to Why Is This Happening with me, your host Chris Hayes. Well, I'm back, baby. I haven't been here for a minute because we did our special with Pod AI series, the AI Endgame. I hope you enjoyed that. We loved doing it. We've gotten a lot of really good feedback about it. We'd love to hear more of it. We're thinking of maybe in the future doing similar kind of special series. I like diving into something and learning about it. And it was also kind of nice, I gotta say, to have some outlet for non-politics thinking in my life. I got to talk to like one of the great philosophers of all time, David Chalmers, which was awesome, along with a bunch of great guests, including Michael Pollan, who's a hero of mine and probably one of the best nonfiction writers alive. So it was great, and thanks to all the great guests. But I'm back today with my dear friend and colleague, Alex Wagner, to just catch up on what the hell has been going on since I was away doing other things, and what take the temperature on the hellish cauldron that we live in, the slowly boiling reflecting pool that us frogs are sitting in.
The algae filled.
The algae. Oh my God, we should talk about that. Alex, of course, is host of Runaway Country on Crooked. She's also an MS Now senior political analyst. She's the author of the Substack How the Hell with Alex Wagner. Alex, welcome back.
Thanks, man. I thought I was here to do the Knicks podcast series that you wanted to dig into.
It would be really funny if I was like, okay, today we're going super technical on how models are trained for the 8th episode of our AI series. I brought in Alex Wagner, who I haven't told is the guest for this.
Who's literally never used Claude.
Did you know? Ramatra temporarily disappeared from the story after achieving a complete victory. The developers originally planned to continue the Null Sector storyline, but after Sojourn responded to the Null Sector invasion, they put the storyline on hold for a while. And if you look at the story, Overwatch was completely defeated. The invasion claimed countless lives, and countless Omnics were abducted. Even the few Omnics Overwatch managed to rescue fell into comas because of the devices Null Sector had placed on their heads. Overwatch was protecting those rescued Omnics, but Null Sector attacked the facility, abducted 99.2% of them, and suddenly retreated. Overwatch could do little more than contain the attack. They failed to chase down the retreating Null Sector. To this day, they still don't know why they invaded, where they're hiding, where the kidnapped Omnics were taken, even what those devices on their heads were meant to do. So in the current story, Ramatra achieved his goal, disappeared without a trace, and is still out there somewhere. Maybe it's because the developers canceled the Null Sector PvE missions and put that storyline on hold. But hey, at least we got another Juno skin. Did you know? Ramatra temporarily...
Gotcha, bitch! Gotcha, bitch! Gotcha, bitch!
Yo, my man, you the green gecko, right? You know what block you on? Yo, my man, you the green gecko, right? You know what block you on? Yo, my man, you the green gecko, right? You know what block you on? Yo, my man, you the green gecko, right? You know what block you on?
You know what block you on? Yo, you're the green gecko, right? You know what block you on? The carnal fear in his body telling him to run. He said, oh shit. my god. That up is being funny.
Yo, my man, you the green gecko, right? You know what block you on?
Wait, if they had to wear helmets... I do child-proofing stuff while you're asleep. Why don't you child-proof Dad?
Ah, great reminder.
Wait.
Time to get Jerry.
Ugh.
maybe I wouldn't be so uptight if I wasn't married to an unemployed receptacle of human fear. Get a job, Dad. It's been a decade.
Ooh, pretty brutal, Jer. I know a good alligator park if you want to kill yourself. Got expelled today.
What the hell,
no,
boy?
you got expelled.
You were
Whoa,
so
what a horrible